In the early 2000s, we had the Internet Super Bowl. Just a couple years ago, we had the Crypto Super Bowl. This will be the AI Super Bowl. Unlike those other things, though, I think everyone is very aware of this AI thing. It's scaring a lot of people, unfortunately, because people are scared of innovation. But yes, I believe this will be an AI Super Bowl.
This is a huge milestone, not just for us at Telecoin, but banking as a whole in the United States. We've recently been, as you just stated, approved to become the first digital asset depository in the state of Nebraska, which will allow us to create our own dollar-backed stablecoin, and will be regulated by the Nebraska Department of Banking and Finance. So this is a huge step, not just for crypto, but also for the banking industry in the United States.
Joining us now, Coinbase's chief legal officer who testified at that hearing today, Paul Graywall. Paul, how on earth did it happen? I want to know names of who was responsible for this.
It's great to be with you all. Of course, what we were focused on today was the particular effort on the part of the FDIC to implement Operation Choke Point 2.0. And the people involved were, at one level, supervisors, examiners deep within the FDIC who were tasked by people much higher up, including the leadership of the FDIC, and even beyond that, others across the administration, to slow the bank's efforts to provide basic banking services to crypto. Now, the crypto industry obviously took great concern from all this, but the issue really goes beyond just crypto, because if it's crypto today, it could be any American industry tomorrow. And so we thought it was important to shine a bright light on what happened.
Some people who are maybe skeptical of these new so-called currencies, there's a concern, are you really looking for loans? Loans perhaps backed by these coins, crypto creations, what have you, which I think some people would be concerned about.
What we're looking for is no better treatment and no worse treatment than any other industry. In this particular case, what the FDIC sought to prevent was banks providing basic checking accounts, services that would allow their customers to buy and sell things like Bitcoin and other fundamental products that any American industry needs to be able to offer to its customers, and needs the banks in order to be able to do that. Unfortunately, under the previous administration, the FDIC took it upon themselves to use their supervisory authorities over banks and, in the name of risk management, essentially prevent the banks from offering these services no matter how little the risk, and even where there was no risk at all. That's not the law, and that's certainly not American due process.
Would they have done it to AI really quickly?
If they did it to crypto, they'll do it to AI. They'll do it to any other industry, and frankly, any other person who's out of political favor with the administration. That should give us all concern.
Yeah. Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And again, I want to thank those who keep ringing that Cash App for my son's birthday. Keep it coming. Now, I know a lot of you asked me about doing a video on the Super Bowl. I'm not going to be watching it, but make sure you keep me up to date with the commercials. But this Super Bowl is going to be the AI Super Bowl. But when we look at the two teams, I don't have a lot for Philly. But looking at Philly, we have the Constitution signed on September 17th. We have Patrick Mahomes, born on the 17th. Phil Jackson, born on the 17th. Of course, he won 3 championships in a row twice. And then we have last year, the Super Bowl was on February the 11th. This year, February 9th, which is 9/11. And we've had plenty of plane crashes. And we have Saquon Barkley was supposed to be named Tupac Machiavelli. Yes, that's correct. And we have the strange death of a reporter. And we know for some reason we have strange deaths every year when it comes to the Super Bowl. Now we have the Chicago Bears owner dies at 102. Of course, that equals 3. So everything is pointing to the Chiefs. The only thing that's on Philly's side was the last time they won was 7 years ago. We know the power of 7. And Philly winning would be a symbol of a new constitution, the AI Constitution. But everything else is pointing to the Chiefs. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Coinbase pushes for banking for crypto. And with stablecoin regulation right around the corner, crypto will definitely get banking, and the people will never know they're using crypto. Only thing they're going to do is attach these digital wallets to their normal bank account. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then we have Scott Bessent calls for Trump tax cuts to be made permanent. And of course, if they're not, we're going to have a whole lot of layoffs. And we're going to have layoffs anyway, but they're going to speed up a whole lot faster. Remember, Trump has 4 years to land us in this fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Joining us for his first interview since joining the administration as U.S.
Trump has a mandate. He came in to do big things. And one of the big things that this administration wants to do is make the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanent. And that permanency will continue to make the U.S. the number one economy in the world in terms of growth. We're going to bring down inflation. We're going to cut regulations. And we are going to get the tax cut. The goal is still for them to be made permanent. And as you just said, that we are going to use current policy scoring. And the scoring that up until a year ago, I was a civilian. I'd been looking at CBO numbers for 35 years in my day job in the investment business, but I never understood the way this scoring worked. And it is tilted towards spending, and that is why the spending has gotten out of control here in Washington.
And as I understand it, you all, from the president on down, but especially you want to lower spending and lower the tax rates. I mean, and what law says you can't do both? Is there some biblical chapter that says you can't do both? Seems to me it's the right thing to do.
Well, Larry, look, the U.S. doesn't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. Right. And I think we can up the revenues, we can up the growth, and most importantly, President Trump got elected because of this affordability crisis. And as the discussion, as Carolyn Levitt was questioned recently, what is he going to do for the affordability crisis? Real wage growth for working Americans is the best way to fix this. We will contain prices, we will cut regulation, but real wages for hourly workers in the first Trump administration, which you were a key part of, hourly workers' wages, they outdid supervisory wages. And, as I've said, Wall Street, where you and I came from, has had it great. Wall Street can continue to do just fine. And now under this administration, it's Main Street's turn.
Let's go back. So now you're the Treasury Secretary.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting.
with triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York. Long COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.